Hey YouTube, today I'm going to put out a couple videos on some service calls that I went on recently. Here they come. I couldn't do a whole lot of video on this first service call. This is the furnace actually that was making all that noise. And you'll see a video of what I'm talking about here in just a second. It sounds like a jet engine as the thing's running. It shouldn't sound like that. I didn't have to do too much time to figure out what was wrong with that furnace. It was a big old crack in the heat exchanger. So this is the furnace after I took it out of there. And look at the size of the hole in that heat exchanger. That thing was whistling. It sounded like a jet turbine as it was running. Big old hole. Zoom it out a little bit there. Look at that. So I'm working on a Lennox. There's the model right there. What's going on is it's tripping the rollout. So it's not working like it's supposed to, and I've actually pulled the entire burner rail off. And that one's clear, that one's clear, that one's clear, that one's clear, that one's clear. Not so much. That one plugged. It's got a spider web inside there. So this is what cleaning checks are all about. That little spider web is keeping this furnace from working like it's supposed to. We'll get that cleaned out and get it all fired up. It's what I pulled out of the burner. Heck, I think there's still a spider in it. I think we'll get her fixed now. All good. Well, what I've got here is a Goodman. I've got virtually no space in front of it. And I'm already off on 4 flashes. See how it looks when it fires up here. It just restarted again. There was the igniter. Gas valve open. Hooked up to measure the flame sensor here. So 4 flashes is a limit open, main limit open, which is that one that's back there, and it is opening. I finally succeeded in getting the blower out, and one of the reasons the limit would open is because of low airflow. And this is the blower wheel covered with stuff. So we're gonna have to pull the blower wheel out of here, get it cleaned up, and see if it moves more air when we put it back in. And this is the electrostatic air cleaner that I pulled out of there, which is no longer being used. And there is the brand new air filter, which obviously did not get replaced today, because that's all the stuff that moved past it in the last who knows how long. And this is the blower side. Let's pull that off. I mean, we are in a polar vortex, but I don't think your motor necessarily needs a blanket. So let's get this a little cleaned up, shall we? So this is the blower wheel, and this is the pile of stuff that I've there, even I can see it. I pulled off the blower wheel. Now I'm gonna vacuum up all of this that I pulled out of there and see if we get this thing to stop overheating. All right, so that's a typical problem with not having a filter or a good filter in your furnace. It lets a lot of stuff get on your blower wheel, and it'll slow down the airflow, so your furnace ends up overheating. And this is why I don't own rental property.